Hey guys, welcome back. So today I got a very special episode for you for two reasons. Number one, it happens to be my 40th birthday. Thank you very much. And number two, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the EFX Darth Vader Pyre helmet. Let me repeat that. The EFX Darth Vader Pyro helmet. This is the melted Vader helmet from The Force Awakens. Guys, EFX came through and they actually made them. My mind is blown. Again, this is such a perfect birthday present, honestly. We all know the whole backstory behind Prop Shop and how they lost the license. Well, essentially EFX just took over those files and started making them kind of the same way that Prop Shop was making them. And in fact, I believe there were some upgrades that EFX actually did on these. So I can't wait to check it out. Let's go take a look at it.
So here's the outer shipper, and it's kind of a standard shipper. It is a large box. And inside here, you got a little flyer. Obviously, that tells you that is not a toy. And here is the topper. And it has, the helmet artwork. Pretty cool. Nothing in the back. And right here, we have the certificate of authenticity. And just like always, EFX makes a really awesome certificate. It comes with, your warranties and all that stuff. And inside, it's really nice. The pictures on there are really nice and glossy. There's the plaque. So it's a limited edition of 250. And I got number 53. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize it was going to be such a low edition. Now here are the instructions on how to put the base together. I'm really curious to see what the base is going to look like once it's all put together. So on the inside of the certificate, it has, the typical prop story on the left, and then it has the actual certificate of authenticity on the right. Now what's very interesting on this one is that it actually shows you the original 3D files, the images of the 3D files. It's really interesting to see that it's actually 3 separate files put together. So that's pretty cool. So here is the styrofoam box, and it's a huge styrofoam box, and I'm assuming because these are resin printed helmets, so they're pretty delicate. Now here's the base, and the base is the part that interests me kind of the most because they really try to focus on the base style that they used in The Force Awakens. And this thing is heavy. It's really heavy compared to, I guess, the box, really, because this is most of the weight. I'd probably say this weighs maybe about 10, 15 pounds. It's pretty heavy. I'm assuming it's like it might be like an acrylic, like a really dense acrylic. Now it has a couple other little acrylic pieces that you have to screw on in order to have the thing hold the helmet. And here is the helmet, guys. Now the first thing, it weighs like a pound. It's super light. You got to be very, very careful opening it up because it's very delicate. And here it is. Man, guys, this thing is beautiful. The detail, oh my God, the detail is crazy. Look at, you could see all the different hues that they used. There's blacks, there's silvers, there's browns in there. Under here, there's a felt kind of, it's hard to tell because of the contrast and the lighting in here, but there's a felt pad underneath it. And it is super light, guys. I did not expect it. It's literally, I think it probably weighs like a pound. The base is actually what's heavier. As you can see here, you actually have to screw the base down on the back. And then there's another section that screws in the very front, which is what's going to hold the helmet, and you screw in the part for the plaque. And here's the helmet, and this thing is beautiful. Now you got to remember, these things are printed from resin, right? The resin printers. So they're able to get some amazing detail out of it. Now, the other interesting thing about this is that because it's a 3D print, and they had the screen used prop as well, right? So this thing is actually printed from a file that's a combination of the original 3D files that they originally used, right? That the prop makers used. In fact, and it was Prop Shop. Prop Shop was the original prop makers. But EFX kind of took it up a notch, and they actually digitally scanned the final screen used prop. So this is kind of a mixture of both of those files in order to get it as accurate to the screen used prop. So it's actually very interesting, and I guess that is the upgrade that EFX did as opposed to the Prop Shop one, which essentially they were just printing them from the same digital file. Now you could see right there, look at the detail, those little spider web looking, I guess, I don't even know what to call them. It's just the little connectors there, the little connections. It'd be literally impossible to get without doing it as a resin print. Now, the other important thing to know about this is that because EFX had access to the screen use prop, they're also able to extensively study the painting of the prop, right? So then the EFX people and the model makers and artists obviously recreated this process and made it identical to the screen use prop. And this thing is amazing. I mean, it is mind-blowing. Look at the inside of it, and that's another big important thing, right? That everything inside is also printed in the same way. So every little detail, including the parts that you can't really see with the naked eye, are on the screen use prop. So man, this thing is just beautiful. And again, you couldn't really tell that it only weighs a pound, right? Because again, it's made out of resin, but just EFX did such an amazing job at, making it look like just literally burnt metal. It's just amazing. I'm really happy. I'm so glad EFX did this. Again, I was kind of skeptical about it at first because, again, Prop Shop put out a great helmet and it looks awesome. And I didn't really think that EFX could make it any better, but they did. And I could see how, because they combined those two files, right? They used the screen use files, right? The ones that Prop Shop used to print the helmet, but then they also digitally scan the original screen use helmet. And it shows. I mean, this thing is beautiful. I also like the fact that EFX kept the edition really low. So there's only 250 of these. So if you haven't picked one of these up and they're still available, I would highly recommend jumping on there and getting one ASAP. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. I have another one, and you could see it in the back, and I have the Master Eddie version 2. Now, just to be fair, I'm going to put them side by side just to give Eddie just some praise, because look at this. Master Eddie's version 2 helmet is almost identical to this one. And the fact that Eddie just used the picture references that were available at that time, right? He didn't have the Prop Shop version. He didn't have a physical helmet to work off of. He literally worked this helmet off of reference pictures. And look at that, guys. I mean, it's awesome. And the Master Eddie helmet, I actually like the way it's painted better than the EFX. Obviously, the EFX, it's going to be closer to the screen match one. So obviously, I appreciate that. But look, the Master Eddie helmet is beautiful. And I don't plan on getting rid of it. It just has such a special place in my collection. But I'm so happy that I got this EFX one as well. It is just mind-blowingly detailed, and I'm just so happy to finally have a licensed version of this helmet. So definitely pick one of them up if you get a chance. They are beautiful. The base is beautiful. So there it is, guys. Don't forget, like always, like, subscribe, follow me. Follow me on social media as well as Star Wars Replicas. And don't forget to check out my new channel, Collection Wars, where me and my buddy Michael sit down with other collectors and industry insiders every Saturday to interview them. We always have such a fun time, so don't forget to subscribe to Collection Wars. Thanks, guys.